Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2022. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, Colt 45 Films, you're a dumbass. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers was a show from like fucking 1845 or some shit. But hey, guess what, you little stupid bitch? You're the dumbass, okay? It's actually the brand new hybrid live action animation movie that just came out on Disney+. But, to be fair, I can't really blame you for not knowing about that. Disney did a fucking awful job about marketing this movie. And even if you did see any of the only fucking 2 trailers they dropped, those trailers were ass. They didn't do anything. They weren't gonna convince anyone. They were dog shit. But here we are now in, what is it, April? It's like April 20th? Yeah, April 20th, 2022. And Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers is finally out. Now, let me be honest with you. That title and thumbnail for this video is complete bullshit. This movie is nowhere near as good as Roger Rabbit. But, if I'm being completely honest, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is probably my favorite Disney movie of all time. Maybe not that high, but it's definitely top 5. But, who would have guessed this stupid fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks movie fucking rocks, man. This movie is way better than it had any right to be, especially with those horrible trailers. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a lot wrong with this movie. First of all, it was made by the Lonely Island guys, who I personally really like and find their work pretty enjoyable.
You look pretty.
What did you say?
I said you look shitty.
But they're not the best voice actors, if I'm being completely honest. I love John Mulaney and the other guy, I can't think of his name right now, which is a shame because he Andy Samberg, that's his fucking name. Jesus, that's embarrassing. But nonetheless, they just aren't the best voice actors, which is weird because I think they do a pretty good job in their live action roles. And they're not horrible or anything, it's just, I don't know, something seemed off about them. Every time they were really talking for a while, I was just kind of taken aback and realized like, these guys are not good at this. Also, the final third of the movie, like the climax, it was whatever, like there were some pretty fun gags and stuff that happened, but just from a story point of view, it was just the same shit again, which is weird because the movie's so fucking unique and creative in literally every other aspect except for that one. Also, some of the jokes just really don't land. Most of them do, if I'm being honest. I'm just kind of being nitpicky right here. Of course, in pretty much any comedy movie, there's not going to be every single joke that's going to land. But there were a few in here where I was just like, I probably didn't need to show the fucking ugly Sonic 3 different times throughout the movie. I also think Peter Pan is a pretty fucking good villain, and I didn't like how they just changed him out and made him some weird mishmash of other random characters that wasn't nearly as interesting as Peter Pan was. Now, this movie is also a lot like Roger Rabbit in the fact where it's like you know what it is, the cartoon characters, they're actors and they're playing their roles in their fucking cartoon movies. And this movie actually has a step up from Roger Rabbit. Where Roger Rabbit only really had 2D characters, this one's got 3D characters, it's got fucking live action characters, it's got fucking 2D characters, it's got fucking anything you want. There's a fucking sock puppet in this movie. But the only real thing that bothered me was the 2D characters. They're just animated weird and it doesn't seem that fluid or fucking dynamic at all. They almost look rotoscoped in a certain sense. It just came off as very cheap. But besides those negative ass things, the movie is pretty fucking good. Like, I don't know how a live action Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers hybrid movie is better than pretty much anything Disney has released in the last, like, decade if we're being completely fucking honest, but it really is. I don't know why the hell they sent this movie straight to streaming. It definitely deserved a theatrical release, even though if I'm being honest, it probably wouldn't have made very much money back. But that's not the fucking movie's fault, that's just because no one cares about Chip 'n Dale anymore. I also like the basic plot of the movie, where it's just Peter Pan and fucking Peter Dinklage, Seth Rogen, and I'm guessing it's supposed to be the fucking Coca-Cola polar bears? They didn't really make that clear, but that's who it is, right? But yeah, these 3 fucking douchebags are taking all these washed up old cartoon characters who haven't been in any properties recently, and they're selling them off to China to turn them into bootleg DVDs, which is fucking hilarious, okay? That is so goddamn stupid, and it works so perfectly in this movie's favor. But if we're gonna be talking about characters who really steal the show, there's 2 in particular that come to mind pretty much immediately. And that would be J.K. Simmons as the little stop motion putty guy, and Keegan-Michael Key as the Muppet. Now this is the one thing from this movie that I'm not going to spoil at all, because they're so goddamn funny, I just simply wouldn't do it justice here. So go watch the movie, you'll see what I mean. Now, I think all the actual Rescue Rangers stuff with them getting split up and then getting brought back together in this movie, it was fine, it was cute, there's nothing fucking wrong with it really. But if I'm being honest, the main thing that made me so fucking interested in this movie was all the cameos. Like, if we're being honest here, this movie walked so Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness could walk even slower. Now, definitely the biggest cameo in this movie is going to be Ugly Sonic. And I know I just bashed on it a little while earlier, but I was just being an asshole. It was pretty good. I like Ugly Sonic. But it's so weird because I'll watch something like Ready Player One or not Looney Tunes. Space Jam, what was it? Space Jam... What was the second Space Jam called? Space Jam A New Legacy, that's what it was called. That movie fucking sucked ass. Oh my god, that movie was horrible. Anyways, you watch something like that, and the cameos just fucking pissed me off, man. They were stupid. They didn't do anything for the story, really. And they were just kind of thrown in there. But then I watched something like this, which has honestly probably more cameos than both of those movies combined. And it's so much better. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I have no clue why. Like, this movie was just fun. It was so much more fun. And maybe that's just because the movie would still be at least decent without all these cameos. But all I know is that Squidward, Wreck-It Ralph, and Butthead all live simultaneously in this universe together, and I need more of it. But if we're gonna be talking about cameos, how could I forget the one, the only? Some call him the greatest animated character in the history of television. Some call him Randy fucking Marsh.
I get the kids on the weekends, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, that's right. Lonely Island did that. They put this guy into a Disney movie. And for that, I'm simply always going to be thankful. But to go back to seeing more from this universe, they did kind of tease it with that end credit scene of Darkwing Duck. And I would really fucking love that. I think that would be a super fun idea. To have just a bunch of different Disney Plus movies based on these old Disney cartoons. You could have a Tailspin, you could have the Darkwing one. Obviously, you already have the Chip and Dale one. You could do the fucking... What are the three little Donald Ducks called? What's that called? Three Little Donalds. Yeah, Three Little Donalds. We could do that one too. And then at the end, you could have them all cross over into some big fucking 90s nostalgia piece where all these characters come together and fight off fucking Walt Disney himself or something. I don't fucking know. I just think it would be fun. Let's do it. Let's have Disney do something fucking cool for once. Because the one part of this thumbnail that I wasn't clickbaiting about is this is definitely the best thing on Disney Plus, or the best original thing on Disney Plus at least. And I would just really love to see more of this world. Even though, if we're being honest, since pretty much the only thing anyone's going to be talking about this movie is all the cameos, the next movie has a way bigger chance of being the next fucking Space Jam, a new Space Jam.
She a real bad, got her own money. She don't need no on it.
Yeah, I wasn't really planning on making a video today, but I don't know, I watched Chip and Dale and I was like, yeah, more people need to know about this. I thought it was pretty good. But anyways, if you'd feel so inclined, I'd really appreciate it if you'd like, comment, and please consider subscribing. But with all that being said, I've been Cult45. See you next time.